Hello everyone, my name is Shubhajit Chaudhary and I am going to speak upon the topic tuberculosis in humans. Background of tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, most commonly called TB, is caused by the bacteria Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now many people want to know what is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is a species of pathogenic bacteria in the family Mycobacteriaceae and the causative agent of tuberculosis. First discovered in 1882 by Robert Koch. Mycobacterium tuberculosis has an unusual waxy coating on its cell surface, primarily due to the presence of mycolic acid. Tuberculosis is a contagious infection that usually attacks our lungs. It is a disease that usually resides within our lungs. History of tuberculosis in the United States. In the early 20th century, TB was a leading cause of death in the United States. So, United States was such a country which had major cases of tuberculosis in the early 20th century. Victims suffered from hacking, bloody coughs, debilitating pain in their lungs, and fatigue. By bloody coughs, we mean when a person coughs, blood comes out of their mouth. In the 1920s, public health officials used posters, pamphlets, newspapers, and other advertisements to inform the public about the dangers of TB and how to avoid it. So by 1920, the people of USA became alert about tuberculosis and they began to spread information of how to avoid it to other parts of the country. Chances of pulmonary and extrapulmonary TB occurring in human. Now first we have to know what is pulmonary and extrapulmonary tuberculosis. Extrapulmonary tuberculosis refers to tuberculosis involving organs other than the lungs. Pulmonary tuberculosis refers to tuberculosis located primarily within the lungs. This pie chart shows the chances of pulmonary TB occurring in human is 75%. That is, maximum cases of tuberculosis occurring in human is pulmonary tuberculosis. That is, the disease attacks the lungs. The chances of extrapulmonary TB occurring in human is 15%. Very less. That is, tuberculosis occurring in human can also attack other organs rather than the lungs. So 15% chances are there of extrapulmonary TB occurring in human. That is, the tuberculosis can affect regions other than the lungs. Very less than 10% chances are there that both pulmonary and extrapulmonary TB can occur in human. Very less chances. This is a very rare condition that both pulmonary and extrapulmonary TB occur in a single person. So this pie chart basically shows the chances of pulmonary and extrapulmonary TB occurring in human. How it is spread? TB is spread from person to person through the air. When people with lung TB cough, sneeze or spit, they propel the TB germs into the air. A person needs to inhale only a few of these germs to become infected. A slightest contact with a germ carrying Mycobacterium tuberculosis can make a person infected with the disease. Symptoms of TB. There are usually signs if we have an active TB disease. They include a cough that lasts more than 3 weeks. This is a very typical condition in which the cough lasts for almost a month, that is more than 3 weeks. A very usual symptom of tuberculosis. Chest pain, coughing of blood. As I've told earlier, when a person coughs, blood comes out of their mouth. Feeling tired all the time. Night sweats. That is, sweat comes out of our body, especially during the night. Chills, fever, loss of appetite. By loss of appetite, we mean that the person is not willing to eat much food. And weight loss. If a person has any of these symptoms, it is recommended to get doctor advice and get tested. If a person has any of these symptoms, it is recommended to go to the doctor. Now this bar graph shows the number of TB tests done from 1995 to 2000. From this bar graph we can see that the year 1999 has the maximum number of TB tests done, followed by 1996, then 2000, followed by 1995, and then finally 1998, which has the least number of TB tests done. TB types. A TB infection doesn't mean we will get sick. There are two forms of the disease, latent TB and active TB. Latent TB. When we have germs in our body, our immune system stops them from spreading. That means we don't have any symptoms and we are not contagious. But the infection is still alive in our body and can one day become active. So latent TB is basically a recessive form of a gene. For example, it is not active, but it can one day become active. Active TB. This means the germs multiply and can make us sick. We can spread the disease to others. 90% of adult cases of active TB are from the reactivation of a latent TB infection. That is, most of the active TB cases are from the reactivation of latent TB. So as soon as latent TB is detected, it is advisable to go to the doctor and take medicines. Otherwise, one day it will become active TB and become contagious, spread to other persons in the neighborhood. TB diagnosis. There are two common tests for tuberculosis, but they don't tell us whether we have latent or active TB. Skin test. This is also known as the Mantoux tuberculin skin test. A healthcare worker injects a small amount of fluid into the skin of our lower arm. After 2 or 3 days, they will check for swelling in our arm to determine our results. If our results are positive, we probably have been infected with TB bacteria. Now many people may be wanting to know what is the normal range of Mantoux tuberculin skin test. For that, I tell you, the normal range for Mantoux tuberculin skin test is 0 to 32 millimeters with an average of 13.4 millimeters. Many people may also be wanting to know if this disease is safe or not. For that, Mantoux tuberculin skin test is a safe and reliable test, especially for pregnant women. No serious damages to the fetus have been observed during Mantoux tuberculin skin test. So it is safe. It is basically a safe procedure. Blood test. These tests, also called interferon gamma release assays or IGRAs, measure the response when TB proteins are mixed with a small amount of our blood. If we have a positive skin or blood test, our doctor will probably give us a chest X-ray or CT scan to look for changes in our lungs. These results will help diagnose latent or active TB. So if we have a positive skin or blood test, our doctor will give us a chest X-ray or CT scan to look for changes in our lungs. This is how a blood test works. Occurrence of TB in various regions. Now this bar graph shows that the various countries which had inherited tuberculosis in the year 2005. It shows that Africa was a country which had maximum cases of tuberculosis in 2005, followed by Southeast Asia, then Western Pacific, then Eastern Mediterranean, then Europe, and last but not least America, which had minimum cases of tuberculosis. The people of America were not so affected because they had improved medical facilities. They countered the disease as soon as it was invented. That is why here we can see that America has least cases of tuberculosis in 2005. Tuberculosis treatment. Our treatment will depend on whether we have latent TB or active TB. So the treatment measures are different for the two forms of the disease. Treatment of latent TB. If we have latent TB, our doctor will probably give us medications to kill the bacteria so we don't develop active TB. So as soon as latent TB is detected, it is advisable to go to the doctor and take medicines so we don't develop active TB. If we start to see any of the symptoms of active TB, call the doctor right away. As soon as active TB is detected, it is advisable to immediately go to the doctor and get tested. Treatment of active TB. Our doctor will treat active TB with a combination of medications. We will have to take them for 6 to 12 months. So, here we are talking about the duration of intake of medicines. In case of active TB, we will have to take them for half to a full year because active TB is a very serious condition, a very major step of tuberculosis. So the medicines have to be treated equally. Thank you.